Hey there guys, so this video series is going to be about Antergos Linux. I am still sick, so if I end up coughing, I do apologize. I will try to edit out anything that doesn't need to be there. So, first off, I'm going to need to edit the virtual machine real quick because I forgot to adjust the memory. And I like to overdo it just a bit and give it 4 gigs at least. Now, I already got the ISO. You can get that from Antergos' website. Easy peasy. You could use the minimum install or you could use the full install. We are going with the full install and we're using VMware because, well, unfortunately, Parallels Desktop tends to have a few issues with this. So I'm hoping this does not have any issues. And you can see cursor going on. And yeah, okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Because I did manage to get this booted. That's a great sign. Yes. Alright, we're booting. Now, the reason why we're doing this inside of a VM is just because it's a little bit easier for you to see. I am about to wipe out my Antergos and start again because I ended up breaking Docker. So, this is what you get. It's got to check for some updates. Once it does, the installer will pop up. Just like that. So we're going to install it. If you're behind a proxy, you click on behind a proxy. I am not because I'm not paranoid, schizophrenic, or crazy in any way. I'm kidding. I am quite crazy. Select where you are. And select that I am English indeed. Well, I'm not English. I speak English. And this is where the cool thing happens. You can select base. So there, you have nothing but just Arch Linux. You could choose Cinnamon. Deepen. Very Mac OS-like with a lot of Windows 10 in it. Not the biggest fan. GNOME is very good. KDE as well is good once you have it set up well. And Mate, that is seeming to be someone's favorite. You know, a lot of people enjoy it. I am not one of them. You got open box. You basically click and do everything with just the mouse. And of course, there's the lightweight desktop environment known as XFCE, but we're going to go with GNOME because it's what I always use. We're going to turn on, no, not that. We're going to turn on add AUR support. Okay, so we can grab on that. Going to keep that on. Horrible fucking web browser. Chrome's no better. Honestly, I know I'm probably going to lose everyone's attention when I say this, but I honestly can't wait until Microsoft Edge is actually ported to Linux and Mac OS. So I can stop using a gig of RAM when only friggin' 500 megabytes are needed. It's just ridiculous. But we are going to install this one just because you're going to get a disclaimer. Let it choose the mirrors, okay, because it will find the fastest one for you. You could use ZFS. I'm not going to. You could use LVM. It's an easy way to manage partitions and create snapshots. I'm not going to use either. I just go straight into the damage here and get everything done. Now, if you're installing this on a new drive and you have other drives installed, there is one thing that you definitely do need to remember, and that is your bootloader and your install drive are exactly the same. Because if it tries to install the bootloader on any other drive, it's going to completely wipe out all the data on that drive. And that is something that you do not want. Another thing, you could either use Grub2 or systemd. Unfortunately, I hot swap drives a lot. So I pull out an SSD, I put in an SSD. I find out that when I take out the SSD with Grub2 on it, that when I plug it back in, the bootloader is no longer there, and it makes no sense. It seems to be a bug. So really, I end up going with systemd. So that's just me. But for now, what's going to happen is actually, yeah, it doesn't let me select systemd because this is not a UEFI install. So there's that. Alright, so hit yes to continue. We enter our name and stuff, so, your name, Wadak, host name, best Linux. Username Wardoc, because that's me. Yay. I know, to you all, I'm GameDev1909, but hey, we're all allowed to be magical. And hit save, and then the installation will begin. Now, this should be able to go quite quickly. We're going to go through the entire process, and this is going to be the video. Once it's done, you know, that's it. Antergos uses the Numix icons, which are very pretty, as you can see on the left-hand side of the UI right here. This is dash dock. We're actually going to move this down here when we get the time in the next video, and got this cool little interface. We're going to modify this as well so we get more options in here, because I like having the most options possible. To release input. Yeah, I don't want to release the input, not right now. So the installation process is very, very quick. For me anyway. It depends on your download speed, because it grabs mostly everything that you select. It tends to update the operating system as it's installing, so that it saves you work and time from needing to do all this nasty business afterwards. Yeah, systemd right there. I guess it's going to choose it by default instead of grub 2. But it's up to you what you want to use. I do not want to sneeze right now. Well, I sneezed anyway. So there's a few things that you need to remember with Antergos. As I said, make sure your boot drive and your install drive are the same drive, or else you're going to lose a drive. Okay, it's just going to be for boot loading, and that's not the best scenario. Another thing is, you don't need to have your own separate data drive for Linux. You could use your Windows one, because you can read and write by default. Unless you destroy the X authority, then you need to reinsert the read and write ability, you know, for yourself. And I can't tell. Oh, wow. It's nowhere near being done. Look at that. The amount of packages it has to install. Anyway, at the end of this, what you're going to see is it's done. You just reboot, and that's it. Okay? So I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to edit it a little bit and upload it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, the next time that I make a video, it's going to be on Antergos, not in a VM. So we're actually going to go straight to my Antergos from scratch. All I'm going to do is install OBS. That's it. We're going to get to everything else after. So you're going to get to witness everything. I'm not even going to touch anything with the UI. Alright? I promise. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And I hope you stick around for the entire series, because I plan to teach as much as physically possible about Antergos to you guys. Thank you. Have a great day.